Wrestling fans of the internet, welcome back to another episode of the MainLine at Linwood Wrestling Legends. As always, we are coming to you live and direct from an abandoned warehouse in Linwood. So if you love wrestling as much as we do here at Linwood Wrestling Legends, then you just gotta step on that MainLine. As always, I am your faithful host and color commentator, John. If you want what we got, then we got what you want. Assuming that what you want is wrestling and wackiness. If you were looking for anything else, we probably can't help you. But seeing as you're already here and you've got comfortable, let's go watch some wrestling. Oh wow, it's Hannibal from Urban Legion. I wonder what's on his mind this week. I hate to speculate, but it's probably about the Kalishnikov brothers. We shall have to see. And I gotta say, I am absolutely loving that hat. And it looks like we are in fact throwing down the gauntlet. Ah, Julius Caesar. He should be everyone's main cat. He might not be using that compound word as well as Samuel L. Jackson, but I give that 4 out of 5 Samuels. And folks, it looks like we are going to have a title match. The way the Kalishnikov brothers have been going, it was only a matter of time. Now it's just a matter of waiting for our general manager Todd Sorensen to get his rubber stamp and we are... What the Helen of Troy? What are you doing, Jonesy, you idiot? Folks, we apologize for Jonesy's, well, everything. Ah yes, who could forget Jonesy getting beaten unconscious by Ymir the Frost Giant on his birthday? To be fair, a lot of us did think Jonesy was dead. And here we go, another shakedown for cider and Turkish delight. Classic Cockney Pickpockets. And I'd like to state for the record that it was entirely my idea for the rest of us to eat Jonesy's birthday cake while he was unconscious. And that phrase just sounds really weird coming from an American like Hannibal Barker. What I wouldn't give for a Cockney to English dictionary right now. And fun fact, all of the Cockney Pickpockets mums share a cell in the same jail block. Folks, we may still have a title match, but not the title match we expected. The Cockney Pickpockets are going down. Loving the historical reference, but I am really loving that hat. It says there is no sweatshop in Linwood, but it was made right here in our sweatshop. There is no sweatshop in Linwood. What the hell are you talking about? We got the first match of the card and Miss Venice Beach is back on the up. She has turned her losing streak around and she is looking to climb the ranks. The next stop on her road to redemption is none other than La Femme Brutale, Marisa DuValier. We've got two of the best strikers in our women's division going head to head, and we can absolutely expect a good slobber knocker or two along the way. So let's rip this band-aid off and head ringside right now. The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Venice Beach, California in the United States, she is Miss Venice Beach, Candice Deveraux. All hail our rightful queen, Miss Venice Beach. Now folks, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're starting to see a bit of a comeback for Candice Deveraux. Her victory over Skadel last week may well have been a turning point, and while she's always been one of our best merch sellers, we have seen quite the spike in this last week. And if there's anything our general manager Todd Sorensen pays attention to, it's merch sales and bums on seats. Her matches also seem to be the most viewed on this channel, and my god, I hope that's for the right reasons. Just a reminder that we are not that kind of show, so all you perverted miscreants need to take it somewhere else. But that said, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before our general manager Todd Sorensen starts seeing dollar signs. and we start putting out Miss Venice Beach anime body pillows. And her opponent, accompanied by the Boxburg Butcher Yonder Slagter. From Marseille, France, she is La Femme Brutale, Marisa DuValier. I said it before, I'll say it again. I am not liking whatever this is. On paper, you'd think, hey, two really horrible people, match made in heaven. But here's the thing, folks. Why should these two horrible people who make everybody else's lives miserable get to be happy themselves? But then again, if life was fair, I wouldn't have to do this job hiding under the announcer's desk. But folks, I am not going to let any of this ruin my good mood. And do you want to know why I'm in a good mood? Now, historically, I've dumped on WWE a lot, and I will continue to do so if they continue to do what they have been doing. But AAA, that's a whole other beast. I have been enjoying AAA for quite a while now, and I am not exaggerating when I say this. The El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano match, well, that just made me remember why I fell in love with wrestling in the first place. Let's just hope that someday we can have a match that good. DuValier running in before referee Tom Herb rings the bell, and now we're away. Miss Venice Beach countering back and looking for the early submission, but we got a rope break. DuValier has a bad habit of rushing in head first, but this time Miss Venice Beach saw it coming. La Femme Brutale kicking back, and she is back on her feet. We got the drive into the corner. The Boxburg Butcher just standing there watching because he likes to watch. Stiff kick from Candice Deveraux sends her opponent to the match, and we are going out of the ring. Once again, ladies, please stay away from the desk that I am hiding under. Oh god, I don't like where this is going. No, what did I just tell you? Marisa, that was not cool. Oh, not again. I swear to God, if you make me spill my off-brand cola, I am not going to be a happy commentator. I don't care if it only costs $1.30 a bottle, every drop of off-brand cola is precious. DuValier going for the kick, but Miss Venice Beach has got the counter. And we are going back in the ring. One of these days, I'm going to build a moat or a barricade around that announcer's desk. And we are seeing quite the spirited comeback from Miss Venice Beach. Clocking him good with that heel kick. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Kick out after the 2. And while most people would fill a moat with alligators or sharks, oh, look at that. La Femme Brutale hitting home with that spinning kick. Whereas I am going to fill my moat with poisonous jellyfish. They're a lot easier to transport, and nobody is going to complain about there being a few less box jellyfish on the beach. Whatever it takes to keep these wrestlers the hell away from my desk. And I know what some of you are thinking, but John, why don't you just move the desk to where the wrestlers can't get it? Well, why should I have to move? I'm not the one who did anything wrong. This desk is staying where it is, and for better or worse, I have entrenched myself in hostile territory like a Roman legion building a fort. And we got the drive into the corner again. DuValier looking to do some work, but Miss Venice Beach has got the counter, knocking DuValier off her feet with that running forearm. Candice Deveraux looking to make something happen, and she posts up on the middle rope and hits the diving elbow. La Femme Brutale looking to counter back with a salvo of strikes, and there goes the stump puller. Once again, the Boxburg Butcher likes to watch, and it's got to be awfully sweaty for him in that pimp coat. First match of the night, and I think we're going to see an avalanche. Oh, that had to hurt. Ow! That might not have been a traditional avalanche, but that was almost as cool. Roll her back, Ernie. The stiff kick to the ankle knocked her off her feet, and that brutal code breaker sealed the deal. Candice Deveraux is going to be needing an ice pack after that one. La Femme Brutale has decided to forego the pin in favor of the tried and true ground and pound. It's never enough for her to take the victory. She wants to absolutely humiliate her opponent. All the Miss Venice Beach fans out there on the internet cannot be appreciating this shabby treatment. La Femme Brutale saying bring it on, and she is not done tenderizing her opponent. But Miss Venice Beach has got the counter. Candice Deveraux has always been a fearsome striker, but she is really up to her game as far as technical skills lately. And now the worm is turned and she is the one laying on the verbal abuse. But unfortunately it takes more than verbal abuse to win a match. Believe me, some of our wrestlers have tried. Miss Venice Beach running in, and my god, look at the height on that kick. All that yoga is paying off big time and she is going up top. Down goes the leg drop. She is carving herself out a nice lead. And we got a delightful curtsy. You just don't see that kind of thing often enough in pro wrestling. Candice Deveraux putting those 6-inch platform heels to work. Boxburg Butcher has removed the turnbuckle pad, and one only hopes that doesn't backfire spectacularly. I've told you people a million times we should just glue those damn things on, but does anyone listen to John the commentator? No. We got the whip into the corner and the Butcher's plan backfires spectacularly. And what did I tell you people? Just glue the pads on. I can't really prove it, but I've got a suspicion that one of our wrestlers is stealing turnbuckle pads and selling them on Trade Me. La Femme Brutale looking to make a comeback with some serious offense. Grabbing the leg and looking to go to work with a submission. Miss Venice Beach powering out of the knee bar and firing back. We are not made of money here, and each one of those costs $2.60 to make in the switch. There is no sweat shop in Linwood. What the hell are you? Good gravy! We got the Brasseur du Visage. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. Kick out after the 2, but let's see that again. The Brasseur du Visage is one brutal move indeed, and because of that, we will have no more talk of sweat shops in Linwood. Why would you even bring that up? What the hell is wrong with you? This crowd is chanting, "We're not worthy," and for once, I agree. All you people watching on YouTube, you're all worthy, but these crumb bums are absolutely not. La Femme Brutale looking for a little safety on the ropes. And as the saying goes, never interrupt your opponent while they're making a mistake. DuValier getting straight up railed and a dropkick sends her to the cardboard. Candice Deveraux looking to make some magic happen up top. Up comes La Femme Brutale. And we got a Molly Go Round, named after pioneering women's wrestler Molly Holly. Miss Venice Beach taking the screws to her opponent. And interestingly enough, the last time these two faced off was during the events of the Linwood Screwjob. And my god, that elbow drop's got her seeing stars. Is there going to be any getting up after that, or are we going to see a count out? Miss Venice Beach waiting patiently in the ring, perhaps even checking her phone to see what's free on the App Store today. Marisa DuValier is back on her feet and we are going back in the ring, but Miss Venice Beach is being distracted by the Boxburg Butcher. DuValier taking advantage of the distraction and laying it in, and we've seen this brutal combo before. In the hands of an experienced saboteur like DuValier, those feet are lethal weapons. La Femme Brutale doing her best to milk some love out of this Linwood crowd, but it's going to be like getting blood out of an onion at this stage. This crowd is totally behind their rightful queen, Miss Venice Beach. We've been seeing a lot of driving into the corner lately, but I suppose that's why they call it wrestling, and what have we got here? Boom! That was the French Bulldog, or Bulldog du Francais. Let's take another look. Despite all the time I spent with the flashcards, I still can't tell the difference between a French Bulldog and a Boston Terrier. This crowd is chanting one more time, and honestly, you people need to stop being so greedy. How many French Bulldogs do you really think La Femme Brutale has left in her at this point? But more importantly, how much does Candice Deveraux have left in her at this point? DuValier going to work, ringing that arm through the ropes, and that's gotta hurt. This is looking very grim, but Miss Venice Beach has the counter. Those 6-inch platform heels are going to work. And to be honest, it's about time they got a damn job. We got the whip into the corner. Miss Venice Beach coming in with a tried and true scoop slam. La Femme Brutale is in a seriously bad way. Candice Deveraux driving home the attack, and we got the whip into the ropes. Going down. Going up. Boom! Leg lariat from nowhere. Can she get the pin? 1, 2, 3. Miss Venice Beach takes the win. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. This is the second win in a row for Miss Venice Beach, and her career looks to be back on the up. Thus far, she's been having a lot of luck with that leg lariat from out of nowhere, but it's only a matter of time before one of her opponents gets sharp to it. As I said before, her technical skills have come a ways lately, but here's hoping she's got a few more things in that bag of tricks to keep her opponents on their toes. That said, the leg lariat is really working for her, and I gotta say, I'm a fan. Congratulations to Miss Venice Beach, Candice Deveraux, on this her second win in as many weeks. She's still a long way from being able to hang with our women's champ Maggie Dixon, but if she keeps up this kind of momentum, who knows? One thing's for sure, she is one of our brightest shining stars at this point in time. Oh wow, it's Helena from the Coven. Wonder what's doing in her magical world tonight. But for the record, I still want my money back for the Magic 8 Ball because that thing is bumming me out. If you didn't get that reference, watch last week's episode. Go on, I dare you. This is about Brandy Dixon's deplorable behavior last week. And that's exactly what I was saying. Time for Brandy to pick a pack of pickled peppers and pay the piper. I am so attracted to you right now, Brent. No, John, resist. Resist the pull of the dark side. We've talked about this with our therapist. Helena's got the boots, but without the pigtails, I'm really not seeing it. The words brandy and manners don't belong in the same paragraph. And that's why she's so No, John, resist. Folks, it is on, and we have not tasted the last of Brandy Dixon's spit. And I feel so dirty saying that. And just for the record, Helena means sisters in the way that witches in the Coven use it, which if anything is more meaningful. And there you have it, folks. Brandy Dixon is gonna get a lesson in manners later tonight. I've never been foolish enough to try educating her, but then again, I'm not as strong as Helena. No doubt she'll have better luck. Second match of the evening, and we are saving the drama for Yo Mama, because we have got a good old-fashioned wrestling match between two skilled wrestlers. Between the great Khan Ogedai Khan and the proletariat hero Yuri Kalishnikov, we are looking at two of the best in our men's division. For the first time in a long time, we are looking at a good clean wrestling match where respect is given and respect is earned. But which one of these two will come out on top? Let's go ringside right now and find out. The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, here's the Great Khan, Ogedai Khan. Folks, I said it before, I'll say it again. I am an Ogedai guy. I'm not going to name any names, but we've got some wrestlers like Linwood Knight or the Coven who take forever to get to the ring. Oh crap, I just named names, didn't I? Either way, the Great Khan just wants to come out here and put on the best match he can ASAP. And I gotta say, that is refreshing to see. And you know what, folks? I've got a really good feeling about this match we're about to see. And his opponent, from Popyarovskaya, Siberia in Russia, he is the proletariat hero, Yuri Kalishnikov. Every once in a while, it's nice to put all the big drama and big egos on the shelf and just have an honest-to-God wrestling match. And folks, that is what we have here. Now, I may not be versed in the art of hierespasy, which is the divination of the future through the study of animal entrails, but I am not foreseeing any drama, ballyhoo, or who-flung dung in this match. But as a vegan, hierespasy is kind of a hard pass for me. Yes, I'm one of those. Deal with it. But if you're a fan of wrestlers who can actually wrestle, then we got two of the best right here. The Great Khan and the Proletariat Hero. Being able to wrestle should be a bare minimum for anyone wanting to be a wrestler, but alas, it hasn't been that way for a while. Much like how you don't need to be funny to make a living as a comedian. It's been that way since 2000 and Joe Rogan. But nevertheless, we're about to see an absolute clinic. I don't know about any of you, but I am excited. Referee Henrietta Sorensen rings the bell, and it looks like we are starting off with some good old-fashioned chain wrestling. Between Yuri Kalishnikov's combat sambo training and the Great Khan's experience wrestling at the Nadam festivals in Mongolia, we are going to be seeing a lot of technical proficiency on display from both of these wrestlers. And just a reminder, folks, those weird video game-looking pop-ups you see are the fault of Ernie the cameraman, and he will be getting a verbal spanking from yours truly after this match. The Great Khan is looking to carve himself an early lead, and when you really think it, good gravy, look at the height on that flapjack, over easy. I kinda lost my train of thought there, but those things can be slippery little devils. Nevertheless, I'm sure it'll come back to me. Ogedai is dishing out the punishment, and we have yet to see much in the way of a response from the Proletariat Hero. Both of these two are crowd favorites, so who do you even cheer for, and can you boo either of them? Great Khan looking to stitch this one up early with a crushing bear hug. Yuri Kalishnikov thumping his way out. And boom goes the bell clap. Kalishnikov running in with a rocket kick that knocks him off his feet. Can he get the early pin? Not even a 1 count. The Proletariat Hero is just going to have to workshop that one a little longer. And just a reminder, folks, there is no AI slop anywhere in Linwood Wrestling Legends. All of our slop is lovingly made by human hands, or as my Uncle Barry calls them, meat spiders. Kalishnikov staggered after that power slam and looking for safety on the ropes. Ogedai taking advantage of his stunned foe, and straight into the ropes he goes. Great Khan looking to post up off the middle rope. And down goes the falling knee with a delightful little roll at the end. And you know what else is delightful? Liking this video and subscribing to Linwood Wrestling Legends. Kalishnikov coming in from the back and dumping him straight onto the canvas. Looking to end things with a tried and true armbar, but can he make him tap or snap? Great Khan is powering out, and to be honest, I can't remember the last time somebody chose snap over tap, but I'm sure it's in there somewhere in our video archives. Yuri Kalishnikov looking to mount a comeback. Boom, down he goes. Face planted straight into the mat, and there is still some life left in the Proletariat Hero. We got a stiff headbutt from the Great Khan, and I don't want to alarm anyone, but that kid right there on the front row looks nothing like the adult he is standing next to, and I think he's been kidnapped. I could be horribly wrong about that, but what if I'm not, and we just stood there and did nothing while this horrible monster kidnapped a kid and took them to a wrestling show? I really don't want to appear on an episode of Dark Side of the Ring, and all I'm saying is maybe we should check it out. Over the shoulder, but the Great Khan has got the counter. And look at that backdrop suplex. The Great Khan is really hitting his stride. Boom! Vicious Mongolian chop. The Proletariat Hero's ears have got to be ringing after that one. And now he's getting treated to a salvo of some kicks to the gut and a stiff clothesline. We've seen Yuri Kalishnikov come back from worse than this, so it's only a matter of time. Probably. He's looking a little dazed, and we have got ourselves a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. And I gotta say, I am enjoying seeing a match with no spitting, flipping off the crowd, or general obnoxiousness. Besides being two of the best on our men's roster, we're looking at two serious competitors and two classy individuals. You will never hear either of these guys come out here and tell the people of Linwood they belong in the rubbish. And that, my friends, is an LWL pinky promise. And can he get the pin? 1. Ooh, kick out before the 2. We have still got a ways to go in this match, and the Great Khan is looking to go sky high. Kalishnikov looks like he's walking straight into it, and there it goes, the falling axe handle. And I really appreciated the whoa! That just kind of sold it. And what do we got here? The Great Khan going for the bow backbreaker, and can he make him tap or snap with this unorthodox submission? Kalishnikov powering out. And we are back on our feet, but let's see that again. The bow backbreaker is not a submission you see every day. But one thing's for sure, Kalishnikov is going to need a chiropractor after this match. Or at the very least, a lot of really good painkillers. We got a bit more of the old collar and elbow work. Kalishnikov goes over the shoulder. Ooh, down into a shoulder breaker. And we are seeing some serious competitive spirit from both of these contenders. Proletariat Hero thumping his way out of the headlock. Stiff punch to the face sends the Great Khan straight to the mat. You've really got to wonder how any of this is legal, but don't question the magic of pro wrestling. Great Khan gets clocked by a jawbreaker. And what do we got here? We got a very acrobatic attempt at a knee bar, but the Great Khan gives him the slip. We're starting to see a little fatigue set in on both of these competitors. This match may very well come down to who's got the best cardio. Kalishnikov going for another stiff punch, but he gets countered. We got the whip into the ropes. And he's giving him the slip. Dropkick lays him out. This Linwood crowd is absolutely getting its money's worth from this match. But seriously, how disappointed would you... Good gravy! We got the Moscow Torpedo laying him out. Roll it back, Ernie. When it's time to bring out the big guns, only the Moscow Torpedo will do. Great Khan gets taken down by the airstrike, and is it enough for the pin? 1, 2, ooh, kick out just before the 2. And while I don't want to further alarm anybody, that lady in the front row is far too attractive to be with the gentleman she is standing next to. And maybe she has also been kidnapped. This whole wrestling promotion just seems to be one big magnet for kidnappers. I don't know about any of you folks out there, but I don't want to work for a promotion that's a safe space for kidnappers and their victims. Kalishnikov trapped in the corner, and he has been put in the Tree of Woe. This is bad news. There is a good reason that position is called the Tree of Woe and not the Tree of Happiness. The Proletariat Hero is learning that one the hard way, and he is out of the ring, but he is coming back. Ogedai working him over like a heavy bag, and there goes another stiff Mongolian chop. Kalishnikov is hanging in there and holding on to what he got, and it doesn't make a difference if he makes it or not, but he is going to the cardboard. Ogedai looking to take flight like a mighty Mongolian eagle, and look at that body splash. And do they have eagles in Mongolia? Just a reminder, fellas, stay away from the desk. Kalishnikov has got some major welts and bruises on his back. And I've just got a message from Ernie the cameraman. Alright, let's take a look at this. The steppe eagle, or Aquilia nipolensis, is native to the steppes of Mongolia, you idiots. Yeah, you just keep on being a smartass, Ernie the cameraman. We'll talk about this later. Proletariat Hero hitting him with that sambo throw. Kalishnikov looking to go airborne like some kind of majestic Siberian bird. Down he goes with the elbow drop. And I'm sure I'll get another message from Ernie the cameraman about what birds are native to Siberia. But my God, will you look at all those welts and stripes on Kalishnikov's back. Our staff veterinarian is going to be very busy later, and that Russian sweep rocked him. I'm getting dizzy just looking at that one. We got the two competitors lying side by side like they could be sunbathing, but this is far from a day at the beach. Kalishnikov going low and sticking the DDT. And there goes another elbow drop. And I've got another message from Ernie the cameraman. The Siberian crane, or Leucogoranus leucogoranus, is native to Siberia. But Ernie the cameraman needs to face the facts and realize that his dream of making wildlife documentaries is dead. This job is as good as it gets for you, Ernie the cameraman. Kalishnikov having a bit of trouble lifting the Great Khan, and the Great Khan takes him down with a clothesline. And down goes the falling axe handle. And I should also mention that Ernie the cameraman, your moustache looks ridiculous. Trying to upstage me on my own show, and you made me miss that beautiful spear from Yuri Kalishnikov. We got another airstrike with the Moscow torpedo, and can he get the pin? What? The Great Khan kicking out of that was nothing short of miraculous. And it's miraculous that Ernie the cameraman's wife hasn't divorced him yet. You see how horrible I can make this job for you, Ernie the cameraman? We got the whip across the ropes, and up and over he goes. The proletariat hero pushing forward with the offense, and this looks like it's gonna be painful. Boom! Suplexed against the apron. The crowd by the barricade are loving seeing this one up close. And if you think being slammed against the mat is painful, it's got nothing on the cardboard. Kalishnikov looking to take flight again. Boom! Misses with the elbow drop. Nobody home. We got the whip into the barricade and an artful dodge from the proletariat hero. Kalishnikov going for the gut wrench and sticking the suplex. This match has taken almost everything out of both of these competitors, and you people in the crowd should be bloody grateful. Some wrestlers out there might phone it in, but not these two. Nobody wants a count out, so these two are going to want to take this back into... Good golly, Miss Molly! We got the Great Khan slammed into the steel stairs. How much more of this punishment can either of these two take? If this match finishes with a count out, we are going to get a literal riot, so fellas, maybe you want to take it back. But to be honest, it's a small miracle that either of these two can even walk at this point. We are going back in the ring for another swing, and this match is officially back on the rails. Kalishnikov rolling him over and looking to work that ankle. If Ogedai can't stand, he can't wrestle. And you know what I can't stand? People not liking and subscribing to Linwood Wrestling Legends. So go on and do your old buddy John a solid. No, actually, that was kind of mean. I can stand it, but for the record, I don't like it. I have not seen any of our wrestlers this discombobulated since our office Christmas party. Ogedai's got the counter, and there goes a stiff headbutt. Misses with the clothesline. We got the stiff knee to the gut, and he is swinging wildly. Down goes the axe handle. Shot across the back of the head, lays him out. Neither of these two wrestlers has given an inch, but Kalishnikov has given a foot. We got the whip into the ropes. Kalishnikov goes low. Kalishnikov goes high. And we got the Thez press with a few mounted punches. Nothing flashy, but it gets the job done, and can he get the pin? What? That was a small miracle. The resilience of the Great Khan is a thing to behold indeed. Kalishnikov gets him in the cradle, and there goes the silver spoon and little boy Blue with the man in the moon. No matter how much punishment he takes, Ogedai keeps coming back for more, and he is thumping his way out. We are seeing a lot of sweat dribble off these two, and I hope it's not my job to clean it up. But Ogedai sticks the gut-wrench suplex. Kalishnikov coming back with the flying forearm. Great Khan rolling out of the ring to safety, but he is looking for a way back in. We're seeing a few mind games get played, and I gotta say, I'm a fan. But we are back in the ring and back on the rails. Ogedai coming in with that short arm clothesline. And down goes a pointed elbow drop. Kalishnikov is getting the beating of his life at the hands of the Great Khan. But the worst is yet to come. Probably. We got the ripcord Russian sweep, and just look at the torque on that baby. 1, 2. My God, how does he do that? There is no putting down the Great Khan. There goes the whip into the ropes, and Kalishnikov misses the spot with another Moscow torpedo. And oh good brother, we are gonna see it. Boom! There goes the way powerbomb. We gotta see that one again. The Huawei Power was a siege weapon used by the Mongols to level cities, and there is no getting up from the Huawei Powerbomb. Can he take the pin? 1, 2, 3. Ogedai Khan takes the victory. Ernie the cameraman is crying in the toilets after that sick burn I gave him earlier, so there will be no replays, but what do we got here? We are seeing some good sportsmanship on the part of both of these competitors, and I gotta say, it is a welcome change. Ogedai may have taken the victory, but this match made both of these wrestlers look good, and that is exactly how a great wrestling match should be. While our little firebug Brandy Dixon might not see it that way, I think the rest of us can all agree, spitting is really gross. In lieu of any official punishment for her deplorable behavior last week, Helena from the Coven has taken it upon herself to teach Brandy a lesson in manners. But in the words of Brandy Dixon, nobody teaches Brandy Dixon nothing. Can Helena break through Brandy's willful ignorance to give her a much needed course in etiquette? Let's go ringside right now and find out. The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Hannah from Libertyville, Alabama in the United States, she is the Firebug, Brandy Dixon. Are we about to see our little Firebug get a lesson in manners? Or are we going to see Brandy's reprehensible behavior somehow become even worse? If I were a gambling man, I'd bet on the latter. Like a recalcitrant toddler who refuses to take a bath, Brandy refuses to learn anything about manners, or for that matter, proper spelling and grammar, geography, geology, geometry, or anything you can care to mention. Normally, I would find that kind of willful ignorance abhorrent, but there is something about Brandy that I can't put my finger on, and I am working very hard with my therapist to overcome. If any other wrestler kicked me in the shins as often as Brandy does, I would have complained to General Manager Todd Sorensen about it a long time ago, but I am hamstrung by some strange need for Brandy to like me. And her opponent, representing the Coven and accompanied by Xenia and Shawnee, from Salem, Massachusetts in the United States, she is every mother's nightmare, Helena. They are vicious, delicious, and a little superstitious, and tonight Helena's sisters in sorcery, Xenia and Shawnee, have got her back. This might be a singles match, but Xenia and Shawnee will be right there at ringside, muttering spells and incantations under their breath, or whatever it is witches do to support other witches in their coven. I am not privy to those details, but if there's a voodoo doll of Brandy somewhere, I will not be shocked in the least. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's their exact strategy for this match. And if the Coven would like to make a cool $20, I would very much like to purchase that Brandy voodoo doll after they're finished with it. I'm not really fussed if it doesn't have any magic juice left, but I would very much like to sit it next to this John the Commentator voodoo doll I found in the Lost and Found last week. I have no idea who commissioned that bad boy, but it's probably a question I'm better off not asking. But I would explain the nasty bug I had last week. But I gotta say, it's a pretty good likeness of your old buddy John. I've grown a bit attached to it, and I think it deserves a Brandy voodoo doll to keep it company. And maybe a Lady Liberty voodoo doll as well, to protect it from the aggression of the Brandy voodoo doll. Brandy Dixon running in before referee Henrietta Sorensen. It's time to ring the bell, but Helena saw that one coming and she is paying the price. Psychologically speaking, Brandy is not a difficult opponent to figure out. She likes to hurt other girls and set things on fire. There's not a lot of strategy that goes into that, but nevertheless, forewarned is forearmed, and Helena is not giving her an inch. If the powers that be aren't going to reprimand Brandy for her disgusting behavior last week, Helena has decided to take it upon herself. Helena going to work with the stiff shots to break down her opponent. We've yet to see any kind of response from Brandy, but there goes the dragon screw to the leg. And a cheeky double stomp to the gut. And folks, if you felt like leaving a comment in this video, then leave a comment to let me know how you felt like leaving a comment. And if you don't feel like leaving a comment, then leave a comment to complain about how I tricked you into leaving a comment, and my god, that looks painful. Brandy Dixon trying to wrench her opponent's arms from the sockets. Brandy can't get enough of the attention, and she is lapping it up like Linwood Knight drinking spilt beer from an ashtray. Up she goes into the powerbomb position, and this could be bad news. But Brandy is thumping her way to freedom. Brandy going low with that shotgun kick to the shins. And now somebody else knows what it feels like to get kicked in the shins by Brandy. And we are going to the corner. And I gotta say, Helena is doing a much better job of not crying than I do when I get kicked in the shins by Brandy. Good gravy! Referee Henrietta Sorensen is down. I repeat, referee Henrietta Sorensen is down. Brandy going to work with that shoulder breaker, and we got the snapmare and the socket kick to the back. And she is boiling over with rage. With referee Henrietta Sorensen out. Good gravy! Did you see that? Roll it back, Ernie. Folks, it was only a matter of time until Brandy Dixon set another human being on fire. And to be honest, I'm shocked it's taken this long. And she just barely avoided getting disqualified by referee Henrietta Sorensen. We got a stiff slap across the face, Shawnee blocking my view, and here comes Brandy with the run-up. Helena had that one scouted, and we are going back in the ring. Brandy was not happy about that, and she has taken her aggression to Helena and making her eat defeat. Brandy doing a little celebratory bounce off the ropes, and we are back on our feet. Very briefly as Helena lays her out with a drop kick. I think I could actually hear Helena saying, "Bitch, I'm gonna beat some manners into you," and she is going for the submission. Can she make her tap or snap? Brandy slipping her way out and countering back with a lovely twirling head scissors. If anybody can indeed beat some manners into Brandy, it's got to be Helena, but she has got a ways to go. Our little firebug is pressing the aggression, and we got another drive into the ropes. Oh, how embarrassing. Brandy getting absolutely ragdolled and flung out of the ring. But for the record, there's only about 30 or 40 kilos of Brandy to ragdoll, so it's not that impressive. What are you doing, Brandy? No, leave that alone. Ladies, I'm begging you, please stay away from this desk. There is no need for yours truly to... No! Oh! We officially have first blood, and Brandy, why did you have to go and do that? Our little firebug is determined to resist any lesson in etiquette whatsoever. And while we're at it, why don't we just flip off this Linwood crowd? Yeah, that's real charming, Brandy. But yet somehow, strangely, No, don't go there, John. We are racking, stacking, and looking for the pin, and we got the one. We got the reversal. One. And we got the kick out. Helena rolling out of the ring, and she is coming back. And she is not having any of Brandy's bad manners. And folks, Brandy's mother is in a Linwood Death Match in the next match, so we will see where those manners came from. We got the big splash up the middle rope. What? Nearly a one count. This lesson in etiquette still has a ways to go, but we are already seeing a lot of bleeding on the part of Helena. Sometimes the hardest lessons are those learned in blood, and Brandy is kicking back and firing back with the bionic elbow. We're seeing a bit more collar and elbow work and another drive into the ropes. Stiff shot across the bow sends Helena rolling out of the ring. Brandy is revving up. Boom! We got the flying shoulder tackle through the ropes. Let's see that again. There are only about 30 or 40 kilos of Brandy to get airborne, which gives her the extra confidence that she's just got to fit through those ropes. Helena is looking in a bad way, and there goes a cheeky stomp to the gut. Her sisters in sorcery better start working that Brandy voodoo doll right quick. The whip in the barricades didn't exactly stick the landing, but Brandy is not deterred. Helena turning the tables and giving Brandy the whip into the barricade. Helena looking to take this one back ringside, but our little firebug is a little dazed. Helena doing a pretty good job of yelling at her opponent. But to be honest, folks, I think my scream is much more intimidating. Ah! Because that's what a real man screams like. And if somebody came up to you and said, ah! You would be soiling your undergarments. And Brandy is cutting that one awfully close. We almost had a count out on our hands, but Brandy is making up for lost time with some stiff shots. Our little firebug has absolutely put Helena through the grinding mill over the course of this match. Brandy coming in with the meteora, but Helena gives her the slip. We are going up into the military press in this formidable display of strength, but Brandy has the reversal. 1, and we got the reversal. 1, 2, and we got the kick out. Helena is officially done playing patty cake, and she just wants the baker's man to bake her a cake as fast as he can. And we got the whip into the corner. And folks, we may be seeing an avalanche. Or in this case, something just as cool thanks to Helena's unnatural strength. Down goes Brandy, face first into the canvas. It might be late in the game, but Helena is finally bringing out the heavy artillery. And here it comes, folks. Boom! Northern Lights suplex. After the Northern Lights, it's usually lights out, and that sign of the horns was very much earned, because that rocked, so let's see that again. Helena is reaching deep into Principal Skinner's kitchen and giving her opponent a lesson in the Aurora Borealis. But are we going to see the lights out? 1, 2, and we got the kick out. And hopefully Brandy has learned a valuable lesson about purchasing fast food and disguising it as one's own cooking. Brandy countering back with the jawbreaker. But Helena's got her number. Every stiff shot is a lesson in etiquette, and she has Brandy's full attention. Up we go, and Brandy gets snapped in half by the ropes. This Linwood crowd is Team Helena all the way, baby. Brandy is looking like she is starting to learn a lesson, and we got the drive into the corner. Helena looking to take the boots, but Brandy fires back with the elbow. Those Abby from NCIS boots are made for kicking, and that's just what they'll do. Helena rounding it off with a drop kick to lay Brandy out in the corner. We got the running boot, and our little firebug is going to be needing a lot of painkillers after that. Boom! Somebody get the paddles, because Brandy just got hit by the flatliner. And why does a perfectly good movie like the original Flatliners need to be remade? You tell me that, folks. And we got the military press. Helena getting in a few reps. And down Brandy goes, face first to the canvas. Can she get the pin? 1, 2, 3. Helena takes the win. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. You know, folks, it's a sad state of affairs when Brandy Dixon can spit in the ring with impunity. And it's an equally sad state of affairs when a rogue fox terrier can sneak in here and watch the show without paying. And while there's not much we can do about the latter, at least Helena has taken it upon herself to do something about the former and give Brandy Dixon a much needed lesson in manners. And for that, Helena, I salute you. And I'd still like to purchase that Brandy voodoo doll if you guys are done with it. Congratulations to Helena of the Coven. It's about time somebody took a stand for good manners and decency and put the Brandy Dixons of the world in their place. Nobody wants to admit it publicly, but Hannibal Lecter absolutely had the right idea on what we should do with rude people. They should all be butchered, turned into gourmet food, and served at high society dinner parties. But nobody wants to admit that. Alright, here comes the boss, and you fools better listen up. Todd is taking another one of my brilliant ideas, and I think you're gonna like where it's going. Once again, 100% the brainchild of John the Commentator. My boss, Todd Sorensen. Don't ever change, you greedy little bastard. Whoa, 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 the hell you say? This is some bullshit and I can't believe it's happening again. Once again, my idea, Todd. Ain't this some shit, folks? First mid-card madness and now the mystery box. Is there any bright idea my boss, Todd Sorensen, won't steal? I'm sure Todd himself would tell me something like, "Oh, but John, you should be happy that one of your ideas is getting used." Yeah, I'm really tickled pink. But nevertheless, I think the mystery box is cool and I think you're all gonna dig it. But folks, I am not gonna let my boss's intellectual property theft dampen my mood. Because we got the first of two main events coming up, and I've been looking forward to this first one all week. But screw you, Todd. This one is going to be a Linwood Death Match for the ages and one hell of a title defense for our new women's champion, Lady Liberty Maggie Dixon. It's not every day a new champion has to defend their title for the first time in a death match against their own mother, but that's what makes us special. This first of our two main events is going to be an absolute bloodbath, and make no mistake, this one is going to get very, very ugly. Let's go ringside right now and behold the carnage and chaos as it unfolds. The following match is a Linwood Death Match for the LWL Women's World Championship. There will be no countouts or disqualifications. Introducing first the challenger. From Libertyville, Alabama in the United States, she is Leatherface, Lindy Dixon. Behold nature's cruelest mistake, Leatherface Lindy Dixon. Some might say it's kind of unusual for a wrestler to reappear like this after decades of retirement. But to be honest, we've already been there, done that, and got the t-shirt with Yo-Yo Brown. So this situation is not as unusual as one might think. And luckily for us, Leatherface Lindy is willing to work cheap. For her appearance tonight, she is getting paid a big bag of dirty old cigarette butts, which she then re-rolls into new cigarettes. And that there was surprisingly athletic, so who knows, maybe there's still a little life left in this leathery old fossil after all. But even back in her day, she was never a crowd favorite, and I don't think that's gonna change tonight. And her opponent, and current LWL Women's World Champion. From Libertyville, Alabama in the United States, she is a one-woman rampage. She is Lady Liberty, Maggie Dixon. Folks, this is what a real champ looks like, and I have never seen her this focused before. Besides being her first official title defense, this is possibly the most personal match that Maggie Dixon has ever fought. And make no mistake, good people of Linwood, this one will get ugly, although Leatherface already has a head start on that one. Nobody ever got a nickname like Leatherface for anything positive. And between her mother and her sister, I am really starting to wonder if Lady Liberty was adopted. Just like any other title match you've seen here, we're going to have a little preamble at the start as our referee Chad Remington gives both wrestlers the old blah 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 yakety smackety. And this right here is the most attention that Leatherface Lindy has got in decades, and she is absolutely lapping it up. She could never cut it as a legitimate wrestler, let alone one of Maggie's caliber, so she is determined to take all the credit for her daughter's success. But as somebody who's been following Lady Liberty's career for a really long time, let me be the first to tell you, Maggie Dixon's success is in spite of her reprehensible mother, not because of her. I could personally never imagine being in this situation, mostly because I have a wonderful mother who's the best mother in the world, but my heart goes out to Maggie. Referee Chad Remington rings the bell, and these two are wasting absolutely no time. The animosity here is absolutely palpable, and this is the first Linwood Death Match we have had since we came out of cryogenic storage. This one is gonna be a real bleeder, and as such we have a staff veterinarian Francesca standing by, and already Leatherface is reaching for the first weapon. Boom goes the shovel. But Lady Liberty does not want what Leatherface is shoveling, and she lets her know with a well-placed dropkick. And a stomp to the gut. While I always held out a glimmer of hope that Maggie Dixon would beat up her horrible mother someday, I never imagined that we'd all get to see it. So this is a real treat. Anyway you cut it, this match was always gonna be nasty. But much like Two Live Crew, they have free reign to be as nasty as they want to be. R.I.P. Fresh Kid Ice and Brother Marquis. Lady Liberty hitting the alley-oop, and down to the canvas goes Leatherface Lindy. That last one really rattled Leatherface, and Maggie grabs her by the scruff of the neck and straight into the turnbuckle. But Leatherface is countering out. We get in the drive into the opposite corner. Lady Liberty with a quick counter, and now it's Leatherface's turn to go into the corner. Turnbuckle, it's what's for dinner, and we have first blood. Lady Liberty posting her opponent up, and we may be seeing an avalanche, but good God, that rocked her. Right about now, Leatherface has got to be regretting coming out of retirement, and hopefully after this match, she'll crawl back into whatever underground pit she slithered out of. And folks, I know I'm supposed to be fair and objective as a commentator, but I can barely mask my contempt for this leathery old gargoyle. Drop toe hold sending Maggie to the cardboard, and because there are no countouts, they can stay out here as long as they want. And we have got a table. This crowd absolutely wants tables, and they are gonna get it one way or another. But not just yet. Lady Liberty is not quite done with the pugilism, and I got a bad feeling that if we don't see that table get used before this match is out, this crowd is gonna kick off. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. Leatherface desperately looking for a place to set up the table, but Maggie is thwarting her at every turn. And how about that stiff headbutt? If her mother hadn't had the liquor flu that day Maggie was on the jungle gym, who knows, maybe Maggie wouldn't have the steel plate. One! Kick out after the one. So maybe in that sense she deserves some credit for her daughter's success, but that's all I'm gonna give her, and we got the drive into the ropes, and we are gonna see it, folks. Boom! Liberty Bell DDT. Can she get the pin? One. Ooh, nearly a two, but let's see that again. The Liberty Bell DDT is always a crowd pleaser, and it always makes this Lady Liberty fan very happy to see it. So far, Leatherface has taken an absolute pummeling, but to be fair, that's to be expected when any wrestler gets in the ring with Lady Liberty, and she is going for the chair. Maggie looking to lay down a little steel justice, but Leatherface has the counter, and into the corner she goes. Leatherface is too wheezy and out of shape for a running attack, but thankfully Maggie Dixon has a counter. And now she's got the chair. And if anybody out there deserves to get the chair, it's Leatherface Lindy, and she is getting it big time. This is exactly what this Linwood crowd came to see tonight, and I am loving every second of it. Lady Liberty taking another peek under the apron, and what she got for us this time. Leatherface is about to get a lesson in America's favorite pastime, racism. I mean baseball. Yeah, let's go with that. Leatherface counters with a pin attempt. One. We got the kick out before the two. We are going back to bare knuckles, and Lady Liberty is sounding off. Mama Dixon proving a little too dumpy to be suplexed. Leatherface squeezing those traps, and there is nothing this dumpy old fossil won't stoop to. Referee Chad Remington's only job in this match is to stay out of the way and count to three, so he is powerless to stop it. Leatherface on the apron looking for something off the slingshot, and she sticks the elbow drop. This crowd is behind Lady Liberty all the way, and they did not like that. And they are not liking that. This dumpy old racist garbage outlaw mud show wrestling gargoyle is pulling out all the stops, and Lady Liberty is putting her down with a clothesline. Once again, this has given a lot of fuel to my speculation. Oh yeah, now we have a table in play. I cannot wait to see where this goes, and the table is officially in the ring. Lady Liberty countering the baseball bat and firing back. Boom, there goes a picture-perfect release suplex. Maggie Dixon back in the ring and looking to make a little magic happen with that table. It was only a matter of time, and I think I speak for everybody here when I say that if we didn't see that table come out during this match, we would all be very disappointed. Lady Liberty flipping off her mother with both hands. Stiff shots across the face, and Leatherface is getting rocked. Leatherface Lindy looking for an escape, and she is punching her way out. We've got a little back and forth between mother and daughter, and I think we're all on pins and needles, and there goes a rolling code breaker. I've got a really bad feeling about this, folks. And we've seen this from Brandy, and this is where she learned it from. But is that going to do for the pin? 1, 2. Nearly a 2 count, but let's see that again. Much like her youngest daughter, Brandy, Leatherface Lindy is not afraid to play dirty to get what she wants. And that double stomp to the back is bad news for Lady Liberty. This match just gets uglier and uglier with every passing second. We got the whip into the table from Leatherface, but Lady Liberty is countering back and she is nowhere near done yet. Up she goes into the powerbomb position and straight down into the canvas. I thought she was going to go through the table, but oh, what have we got here? Hell yeah. This match just got a little more caliente. Oh my god, what is gonna happen here? While we may have been expecting an avalanche through a burning table, what we got was a bottom rope DDT, and Lady Liberty is really milking that suspense, and I gotta say, I'm a fan. But this is what we've been waiting for right here, folks, and we are gonna see it. Boom! That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Let's see that again. Now, as a general rule, nobody should powerbomb their mother through a burning table, unless you've got a really horrible mother like Leatherface Lindy Dixon. Can she get the pin? 1, 2. My god, how do you kick out of that? And if any of you people out there have a horrible mother like Leatherface Lindy Dixon, and you've powerbombed her through a burning table, be sure to let us know in the comments. And no, powerbombing your nana through a burning table does not count. Good golly, Miss Molly, that was a stiff shot with a steel chair, and we're seeing a lot more blood. And if any of you people out there are regularly powerbombing your nana or other senior citizens through a burning table, you should be ashamed of yourself, because that's elder abuse. Leatherface looking under the apron for another weapon, but we are actually running low on weapons, and all she has is the pool cue. Lady Liberty gives her the slip, and this one's gotta go back in the ring to get the pin. But my god, look at the wear and tear this match has taken on these two wrestlers, and that was a stiff headbutt. Can she get the pin? 1. My god, how do you kick out of that? Now folks, I am going to espouse an unpopular opinion. Senior citizens should not have to worry about being powerbombed through burning tables. Disagree with me all you want in the comments, but that's how I feel. But in the case of Leatherface Lindy Dixon, I am willing to make an exception to that rule. We are seeing a ridiculous amount of blood being shed, and I am just glad it is not my job to clean it up. Leatherface gets the whip into the ropes, and boom goes the rampaging headbutt. 1, 2, 3. Maggie Dixon takes the win and retains the championship. Let's go see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. Not every wrestler on the planet defends their title for the first time in a death match against their own mother, but that's one of the many things that makes Lady Liberty so special. We came here for blood, chairs and tables, and by golly gosh, we got them. We got one title match left on the card, but I gotta say, this one is gonna be a very hard act to follow. Nobody wants to be the band that has to play at Live Aid after Queen's set, but you got a crowd full of people wanting a show, so somebody's gotta suck it up and do it. In the meantime, Lady Liberty keeps the championship and the levy holds for another week. Congratulations to Lady Liberty, Maggie Dixon, on this victory against her horrible, horrible mother. I have never seen a first title defense quite like this, and to be honest, I don't think I ever will. It takes a hell of a lot of grit to prevail in a match like this. But it is exactly that kind of grit and tenacity that has made Maggie Dixon the best wrestler on our women's roster. And if you disagree with that assessment, you are absolutely welcome to be wrong. While we should be watching a match between Urban Legion and the Kalishnikov brothers, instead we get this. Everybody's favorite three crumbums have taken it upon themselves to defend the honor of Jonesy's Nana, and as such, championship belts are on the line. Let's just hope that Hannibal and Marcus can put the Pickpockets down quickly and we can just get back to going about our business. But seeing as we're all here and dressed for the occasion, why don't we go ringside right now and check out this match? The following LWL Men's Tag Team Championship match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the challengers. From London, England, Gazza, Jonesy and Big Wally are the Cockney Pickpockets. Folks, I came in here tonight thinking Lady Liberty versus Leatherface was going to be our main event. If somebody had told me, you know what, John, we're just going to bump that for the Cockney Pickpockets, you know what, I would have just stayed home. I don't know about any of you, but I feel like I've been hornswoggled. I hate to sound like a negative Nancy, but there is no way in hell this match could compete with the one we just saw. Imagine you had just seen Metallica play a set, and then somebody comes along and says, oh, psych, they're not the headliners, here's Matchbox 20. At that point, I wouldn't care how good Metallica's set was. I wouldn't care if they played Master of Puppets back to back in its entirety and nailed every note of Orion. You know what? I wouldn't even care if they'd had John Bush get up to sing a few songs to show us the Metallica that could have been. The fact of the matter is, I didn't come here to see no damn Matchbox 20 and I want my damn money back. In this case, I don't care how popular Matchbox 20 are in Colombia. If I had paid to see this match wouldn't be what I had paid to see, if that makes any sense. But we're all here now, so let's try and make the most of it. Hopefully Urban Legion will squash these crumbums right quick and we can just go back to going about our business. I am so angry at whoever books this show right now. And their opponents and current LWL Men's Tag Team Champions. From Chicago, Illinois in the United States, Hannibal Barker and Marcus Antonius are Urban Legion. Folks, we gotta apologize. That billowing smoke you see is supposed to be yellow, but unfortunately somebody spent all the smoke pellet money on cider and Turkish Delight. So green was the only color we could afford. And if I ever find out who bought all that cider and Turkish Delight, there is gonna be hell to pay. But nevertheless, Urban Legion have straight up crushed the Cockney Pickpockets every time they've faced them. And we have no reason to think this match is gonna be any different. It took a long time and a lot of work for Hannibal and Marcus to grind their way up from the bottom. And they are not about to drop those belts anytime soon. If they were facing the Kalishnikov brothers tonight, that would have absolutely been main event worthy, but as it stands, I feel hornswoggled. And you should too. Whoever does the booking for this show has done us all a terrible disservice. As proud as I am of my dog Jasko for designing those lovely belts, I'm really not sure that light blue color is working for them, but then again, that choice was out of his control. Now some of you may be wondering, how does a fox terrier design a belt? I'll tell you how. On my beat up old laptop with a sketching tablet and a copy of Critter, I saw him do it. That's why he's the official Linwood Wrestling Legends mascot and you're not. I mean, how many belts have you even designed? If you can design at least 4 belts and look adorable in a hot dog costume, then maybe someday you can become the official Linwood Wrestling Legends mascot. But until then, Jasko keeps the job. But as I was saying before, folks, we have every reason to believe that Urban Legion will crush the Cockney Pickpockets and keep the championships. I would say something like, if the Pickpockets win, I'll eat my hat, but I don't own a hat. But if they do win, I will eat a Domino's pizza, which is the closest thing to feces I am willing to put in my mouth. Referee Henrietta Sorensen rings the bell, and the unstoppable juggernaut that is Big Wally is running into the action. The big man is looking to smother his opponent early on, and it looks like it's working. We got him stunned against the ropes. Marcus Antonius going up and over and straight into the ropes. And it's not a Cockney Pickpockets match until we hear the phrase, "Your mother can kiss me bum." And fellas, you can probably use at least one or two more catchphrases. I mean, look at Jacob Fatu, he's got a bunch of them. Big Wally laid up in the corner and eating the stiff shots from Marcus Antonius, with a little cheeky assist from Gaza. Clothesline from the big man takes him down. That said, I will take "Your mother can kiss me bum" over yeet as a catchphrase any day of the week. Look at that beautiful fall away Samoan drop. And boys, this one's gonna wear out its welcome real soon. Did we learn nothing from that episode of The Simpsons where Bart became the "I didn't do it" boy? Marcus is eating those shots left, right, and center, and a stiff right hand knocks him off his feet. Marcus manages to get a hot tag, and here comes Hannibal Barker, arguably the more aggressive of the two. Big Wally shrugging off those blows like they ain't no thing but a chicken wing. We got the whip into the corner, and here comes the tag to Gaza. Oh, for God's sakes. 3 words, fellas. Low effort crap. I hate to say it, but we're seeing more and more of this low effort crap from other tag teams. And we can all trace it back to the Cockney Pickpockets. And what the hell is that chair doing in the ring? And now referee Henrietta Sorensen has to deal with that nonsense. Oh, for God's sakes, who put a sledgehammer in the ring? We got... I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Nothing fancy going on here. Oh, God damn it. Get it together, John. Sometimes my brain just thinks really funny things. It's a curse of being a creative type, and look at that slingshot Arabian press into a Hurricane Rana. Gaza is not liking that one, and he is not liking that dropkick. We are starting to see some high flying from Marcus Antonius, and we got the tag to Hannibal. As I was saying before, folks, this is classic Pickpockets that we are seeing right now. Just leaving foreign objects all over the place, and we got the tag to Marcus. Nothing fancy going on here, just a good old-fashioned stereo bludgeoning. Sometimes it's the simple things in life that are best. Marcus going up top and hitting the moonsault. Can he get the pin? 1. Kick out after the 1. Gaza is not looking like a happy chappy, but he is playing possum. There is no limit to the limitless bag of dirty tricks on the part of the Cockney Pickpockets. And we are seeing quite a few tonight, and he is going to work on that ankle. And that's kind of smart, because if he can't walk, he can't fly. But don't be lulled into a false sense of security by their low IQs, folks. The Cockney Pickpockets can be very devious when it comes to cheating. And how about that backbreaker? This Linwood crowd have never liked the Cockney Pickpockets, and I don't think that's ever going to change. It's anyone's guess why these guys are so huge in Colombia, but it's one of life's great mysteries. Marcus looking to counter, but Gaz has got his number, and he is laying him out with a stiff punch. Marcus rolling out to safety on the cardboard, and we may see this spill out ringside. But strangely enough, Gaza is determined not to take the bait, and that makes sense. When you've got the high ground, why give it up? Gaza is biding his time, waiting for his prey to come to him, and we got the tag to Big Wally. I hate to admit it, but that was some good ring psychology we just saw, and my God, we have first blood of the match. Oh, for God's sakes. Grow up, Big Wally. And can he get the pin? 1. Kick out just on the 1. I also hate to admit that the Cockney Pickpockets are doing much better than I thought they'd be. Big Wally getting the scoop on Marcus and putting him down into a backbreaker. I'm also loath to admit that we have yet to see Urban Legion bring their A-game, but there's still time for... What the hell are you doing, Jonesy? Get out of the ring, you idiot! Marcus Antonius clocking Big Wally with the jawbreaker. Big Wally comes running in and boom goes the choke slam. Oh, for God's sakes, how many more times are you guys going to do that? Then again, if Jey Uso can yeet for 10 minutes during a match, I suppose you guys have got a little wiggle room, and we got the tag to Gaza. Absolutely nothing fancy going on here, just a two-person buckle bomb. Yeah, that's what I meant. I apologize for that, folks, but buckle bomb and bubble gum sound very familiar, and haven't we all made that mistake at least once in our lives? Gaza looking to work Marcus like a heavy bag, but Marcus is clapping back. Boom! Beautiful pop-up Hurricane Rana. There's a little blood on Marcus Antonius, but he says it's all good. And we got the whip into the ropes. Good gravy! That was a little something called the lie detector, and can he get the pin? Pin gets broken up by Big Wally, but let's see that again. Folks, that spinning move we just saw is called the lie detector. And Gaza, you are a dirty little liar. In fact, I would go as far as to say that your pants are on fire. Marcus tags out and Hannibal comes charging over the Alps with all his elephants. Even though you and I both know that Hannibal Barker lost most of his elephants during that crossing, but that's neither here nor there. Hannibal looking to settle the score, and we got the whip into the corner. Hannibal revving up for a running attack, and he gets clocked by Big Wally. That was a serious tactical error. Hannibal closing in, but he is not ready to give up on the charging attack, and that extra time brought Gaza the time to recover. I hate to say it, but that was a serious tactical blunder on the part of Urban Legion. Gaza looking to lay down some Queensberry rules, using the boxing skills he learned at the youth detention facility. Oh, for God's sakes. Now you two. Once again, the Cockney Pickpockets ruined what would have been a good replay with their obnoxious catchphrase. We can't bloody well use it now, can we? But can he get the pin? 1, 2. Nearly had him there, and we are getting closer and closer. If the boys in the Legion weren't taking the Pickpockets seriously, they'd better start. Gaza gets whipped into home base, but he is countering out. Referee Henrietta Sorensen is scrambling for a safe place, and good gravy, look at the height on that flapjack. As a New Zealander, I don't know the difference between pancakes and flapjacks, but I'm going to assume they're very similar. Going for a bit more collar and elbow work, but Hannibal has got the counter. Gaza zigzags and fires back with some shots of his own. Gaza is biding his time and looking like he's about to set up for something big. We've seen this one before, and it's something he straight up jacked from fellow British wrestler Wade Barrett. That was the bullhammer. Roll it back, Ernie. Bullhammer? More like bullshit hammer. Am I right, folks? Screw you guys. I'll just edit in a standing ovation and everyone will think I'm a comedic genius. We got the drive into the corner. And the tag to Big Wally. Nothing fancy going on here, just an assisted shot to the bread basket. Big Wally lifting Hannibal up from the back and boom goes the atomic drop. That one's really got to rattle his tailbone. Boom, shalak like boom. Big Wally breaking out the heavy artillery with his gigantic ass, and I'll let you have that one, Big Wally. And folks, if you would like a pair of track pants like the ones Big Wally wears, you can find them for $3 down at the warehouse, where everyone gets a bargain. And Hannibal goes straight into the ropes. Things are not looking good for Urban Legion, and if they've got a comeback in them, they need to be thinking about breaking it out right now. Boom! Big Wally sticking the hip drop. Thus far, referee Henrietta Sorensen has avoided becoming collateral damage. So let's hope that what have we got going on here? Boom! Look at that! We got a choke slam, military press, and a power slam all in one. I tip my hat to you, Big Wally, and let's see that again. It's nice to know that even somebody as jaded and cynical as yours truly can still be surprised. I gotta say, I did not have that one on my bingo card, but can he get the pin? Ooh, kick out before the one. Urban Legion are nothing if not resilient, and they have taken a lot of... Oh, for God's sakes, who put that baseball bat there? Big Wally hitting with another stiff shot and maybe another atomic drop. Whoa, what do we got there? That was a snazzy reversal. Big man shoving him off and taking him down with the clothesline. And I gotta say, we are seeing a lot of sweat dribbling from all four of the wrestlers. This match is becoming a real test of endurance, and Big Wally is laid up in the corner, and what do we got here? We got the whip into the ropes and the intercept from the side by Hannibal Barker. He did not see that one coming, and it better not be my job to mop up all the sweat after this match. There is still a little hope left for Urban Legion, and Big Wally is getting a taste of his own medicine with not one, not two, but 3 atomic drops. Jumping neckbreaker from Hannibal Barker puts him down. And now Hannibal is getting distracted by Jonesy. This is classic Pickpockets right here, with Jonesy running a little interference while Big Wally gets back on his feet. Jonesy's got the clearance to run the interference, and Big Wally is taking advantage. Into the ropes he goes, and down he goes with the body block. And if anybody wants to purchase anything from the concession stand, you better do it now, because we are closing in 5 minutes. But you will be delighted to know that our concession stand is now 97% rodent-free, and that is a statistic we are truly proud of. Big Wally hitting back with the counter and a stiff shot to the breadbasket, and we got the tag to Gaza. And if you are going to the concession stand, try the curly fries. They're awesome. Gaza in the corner, and he is countering out. Damn, that one had a real snap to it. I could almost feel that. We are going on a merry little adventure into the corner, face first into the turnbuckle. And now we're up against the ropes. And a whip into the rope, and Hannibal comes from the blind side. And if you've never seen that movie, neither have I, and I really can't be asked seeing it. Maybe I'll watch it if I get bored enough, but it's really not a priority. Into the corner goes Gaza. Hannibal foregoing the tag and pushing Gaza face first into the turnbuckle. And he is going to work wrenching that arm. That's going to make it a lot harder for Gaza to pull off his bullshit hammer. Hell with you guys. A genius isn't always appreciated in its own time, and we got the tag to Marcus. And what the hell is he doing? Marcus Antonius starting in with the mind games, and what is he planning? We got a flying clothesline from the slingshot. Marcus hitting that corner and revving up for something big. And boom, there it goes. Sweet flying elbow lays him out, and Marcus going topside, where he does his best work. Gaza looking a little wobbly on his feet, and good gravy, what a beautiful corkscrew arm drag. We're starting to see a few bruises and welts across Gaza's back, and this match is taking its toll. Into the corner he goes, and he is countering out. Nobody puts Gaza in the corner. He gets the fish hook, and boom goes the fisherman's suplex. Hannibal takes a headbutt and gets knocked to the cardboard. Can he get the pin? 1. Ooh, kick out just before the 2. As much as I am loath to tempt fate, this fracas has so far stayed away from my announcer's desk. And let's hope it stays that way for the rest of the match. We got another... What the hell are you doing in the ring, Jonesy? Get out, you idiot! He might not be able to wrestle anymore, but Jonesy has got the clearance to run the interference yet again. And when I say anymore, it's not like he ever could wrestle, but that's neither here nor there. And what do we got here? Boom! That was the Shaftesbury screwdriver. Can he get the pin? 1, 2. Oh, nearly had him, but let's see that again. Gaza invented this move during his very, very brief time in the British Navy. And when I say very brief, I mean 2 weeks. He got thrown out for drinking torpedo fuel. Now he's looking to go up top. Massive body splash rocks him. I hate to say it, but Marcus is the more fragile member of Urban Legion, and we got the tag to Big Wally, and this has been some smart strategy isolating Marcus. We just saw the laws of physics get violated there for a second, but sometimes that happens in pro wrestling. Don't ask no questions, and don't question the magic of pro wrestling. Big Wally hoists him upside down and dumps him to the mat with a massive power slam. Big Wally going for the drop, but he misses the mark. Nobody home. Marcus getting a little acrobatic and hitting a wheelbarrow into a stunner. Down goes Big Wally. And we got the tag to Hannibal. We have seen many of our referees turning translucent, and while we frown on it, there's not much we can do. And look at that fireman's carry takeover. We got a little ballet, and Big Wally goes into the corner, but he is not staying there. Marcus is desperate for his partner to make that hot tag to save his life. And we are seeing it. Oh, we would have seen a choke slam, but Hannibal is countering back and Big Wally is in the corner. And we got the tag to Marcus. Nothing fancy, just a good old-fashioned stereo bludgeoning. And down goes Big Wally. It might have been just my imagination, but that stereo bludgeoning seemed to have a little more oomph than the last two we saw. Marcus going off the springboard and he misses the mark. Nobody home. Into the Pickpockets corner he goes, and we got the tag to Gaza. And we got some more low-effort crap. Way to go, guys. Gaza looking for the sneaky pin. 1, 2. Nearly had him. I hate to tell you, but low-effort crap isn't going to take the win. It would be nice if that was true on YouTube, but this is where we are as a species. Marcus jumping over the ropes and back into the fray. Into the corner goes Gaza. Oh, looks like we may be seeing an avalanche. I will never say no to a good avalanche, or even a mediocre avalanche. But here's hoping we'll be seeing the former. Look at that, an avalanche Spanish fly. Play it back, Ernie. Here we see the high-flying skills of Marcus Antonius on display, and it is indeed a sight to behold. This crowd has seen nearly an hour and a half of wrestling, but they want more, because they're greedy little piggies. And we got the whip into the corner. Marcus going for the tag, but Gazza's got other ideas. We're going to see some more of those Queensberry rules being laid down and Marcus being laid out. Gazza considering his options and taking a cautious approach by headbutting Hannibal off the apron, and can he get the pin? 1, 2, 3. I don't believe it. The Cockney Pickpockets take the win and the Tag Team Championships. Let's see some highlights from Ernie the cameraman. Well, folks, I am a man of my word. I promised that if the Cockney Pickpockets took the win, I would ingest some Domino's pizza, even though every fiber in my body is telling me not to. But that is indeed what I will have to do later. But I still stand by my opinion that in no way should this match have been the main event. This match wasn't so much glorious for the Cockney Pickpockets as it was embarrassing for Urban Legion. And I can't believe these three clowns are our new tag team champions. That said, all the multitudes of Cockney Pickpockets fans in Colombia have got to be celebrating in the streets right now. Numero uno in Colombia indeed. So congratulations, I guess. Congratulations to you, Gaza, Big Wally, and even you, little Jonesy. At the risk of being hyperbolous, believe me when I say this is a black eye for our promotion. Obviously, it's a big deal for all the many Cockney Pickpockets fans in Colombia, but us folks in Linwood, we're the ones that have to live with it. So I hope all you people in Colombia are happy because you got what you wanted. Well, folks, I'm sorry to say, but that is all the time we have this week. I just want to take the time to thank each and every one of you wonderful people, viewers old, new, and somewhere in between, for stopping by this week and checking out the show. We're 2 weeks out from our big mystery box event, but rest assured, we've got something next week that's completely off the rails, and we hope to see you all there. So until next week, this is your good buddy John the Commentator, signing off and signing out.